In this video, we are going to learn how to create modules. And we go to modules by going to the modules link on the left. And again, it is gray because we haven't created any modules. Now, modules are a way to organize course materials. It helps set up the sequencing for students, and you can even set up modules that are required to be done in order to go on to in order to go on to other modules. So you can require that they are in an order or prerequisite for another one and things like that. Basically, what a module is, it is a place to put the content that we have created in Canvas. So let's just begin by creating a new module. So to create a new module, I click on Add Module. Now every module needs a name, so I am going to give this my hamburger unit. That's the name I'm going to call that module. So I type that in, click Add Module, and that module is added. Now, once a module is created, I add items from Canvas into that module. So by way of example, I'm going to click this plus sign to add something to this module. I can add assignments, quizzes, files, pages, discussion, text header, which is just a header in the module that is just text, an external URL or web address, or an external tool. Now, we haven't learned how to do all of these, but we have learned how to do some of them. So let's start with a content page, because if you'll remember, the first thing that we did is we created a lesson page. So I am going to choose content page, and all of my pages are going to show up here. My hamburger lesson is the item that I want to add to this module. And keep in mind that I have indentation options so that I can kind of help show my sequencing. So we're going to add hamburger lesson to the hamburger unit in this module. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to go to assignment, and I'm going to add hamburger assignment 1, and I'm going to add hamburger assignment 2. The great thing about modules is it remembers the last thing that you were on and allows you to complete and add those same things over and over again. You can even hold down the Control key or the Shift key and select more than one thing to add to a module. Now, what's great when I create a module is I can also easily publish and unpublish things in the module itself. Now, nobody is going to see this module because this module is not published. So in order for anybody to see these things under the module, the whole entire module has to be published. And that's kind of a great way to have students see what you want them to see through the controlling of publishing within modules. So you can add everything to the module, not publish the module, and students won't see it until you're ready to do that unit. It's just a great way to control some of the publishing. As we add things to modules, let's look at what our different options are. As we add things, we can increase the indent. So if we've changed our mind and we want these to be indented, if I have the indentation increased, I also get the option to decrease it in the gear dropdown. I can edit an item, which allows me to edit the title and the indentation. I can also move things up and down. I can remove them from a module, and as always, I can share to the commons. In addition to using this move, I can actually click and drag things around in the module. Now, this is a pretty typical module because I start out with a lesson followed by assignments. But sometimes in Canvas, I may not want to have a full-fledged online lesson with assignments. I may want to teach in class how to do things and then just use Canvas as a place to reference the things that we went over in class by way of review or if a student was absent. So I'm going to create another module and kind of show that type of example. So this one, I'm going to have a new module, and I am going to call it Hamburger Unit Resources, for example. Now, with modules, we can choose to lock a module until a certain date, and then it will publish on this date. This is an option that you can do. I generally don't use that option because I just control it by publishing by using the green check marks. If I don't want students to see it, I don't publish it. That way I don't have to be controlled by a date if things change. Because this is our second module and not our first, we do get the option of adding a prerequisite. So I can make any unit, I can make any module a prerequisite for this module. This module will stay gray until they complete all items in the module that is a prerequisite. And this is how you can control sequencing for students. I personally control sequencing for students by publishing. So now that I'm ready to create my module, I just click Add Module, and it shows up down at the bottom. I'm going to collapse this module by hitting the arrow. This is where you can just collapse or expand your different modules. Now for my Hamburger Unit Resources, I am first going to add just some text. Saying handout completed in class. So a text header is just that. It is some text to explain what is coming below. And now I want to upload in this module the handout they were supposed to complete. So I'm going to click the plus, and that is actually a file. And notice that all my files show here in alphabetical order of the folders that they are in. And there is the Build-A-Burger worksheet. I'll just scroll down so you can see all the other ones. There's the Build-A-Burger worksheet, and I'm going to add that item. Now, because I have used some text to describe this, I may want to actually increase the indent so it is understood that this is the handout completed in class. Following this same pattern, I can also add a text header that says videos watched in class. I'm going to add that item. And now what I can do is I can add those videos underneath here. Now, 2 of those videos were on YouTube, and one of those videos was a file. So we're going to try to practice both of those.